Hello, everybody. Good afternoon, and welcome to Epe TechMakers Conference. So we have 2 more minutes to kickstart the program. Thank you all for joining. Welcome to Epe TechMakers Conference once again, and we're here to talk about a lot of things that we can achieve with tech. But aside from that, we need to start on a very good note. And we're going to start with an opening prayer. And that opening prayer is going to be a prayer that you are familiar with. Like I expect every single person in this room to be familiar with. And it's the national anthem, the second stanza of the national anthem. I'm going to take that, and afterwards we can start. Oh God of creation, direct and noble cause, guide our leaders right, help our use the truth to know, in love and honesty to grow and live in just and true. Great lofty height and faith to build the nation where peace and justice shall reign. Welcome, everybody. So it's 3 o'clock, and we start saying with an opening prayer. Please join me if you know how to sing the second stanza of the national anthem. O God of creation, direct and noble cause, guide our leaders right, help I use the truth to know, in love and honesty to grow and live in just and true. Great lofty height and faith to build a nation where peace and justice shall reign. Amen. All right, so welcome, and I'm going to introduce myself, likewise the other speakers that we're bringing here today. My name is Oluronsi Osheni, and I am humbled to be the vessel that the Lord is using to set up Furst, which is going to clock its first official year by next month. And I'm very, very honored, and very, very honored to have you all come here today to this inaugural kind of event, because this is the first of its kind here in the stand. So let me just give you a brief breakdown of what this program is all about and why we're coming up with this program in the first place. Epe is a town that, if you ask almost any Lagosian, like just pick a random Lagosian, you don't know where Epe is. They will tell you that they don't know where that is. And I remember there was a time that a client called, I think it was last month, and he asked us, okay, where is your company located? And I told him, Epe. Was like, oh, that is rural Lagos. And I was like, okay, it's rural Lagos, but it's going to grow. And to surprise everybody. So Epe is known for being a spot where you can get fresh fish. Like if you're going to, if you're going to ShopRite, if you're going to Allmat, and most of these five-star kind of supermarkets in Lagos, almost all the fresh fish we're getting from Ekpe here. Yes, that's the truth. You see a lot of fish. But aside from that, the other kind of vocation that thrive here is civil service. And I just, when I came, I was like, oh, this place looks almost hopeless because how are these young people ever going? They don't, most of them don't have background in tech. So how are they ever going to thrive? How are they going to ever embrace what is very strange to them, even though it's something that is great enough and capable of liberating them? So we started with, yes, God first, consulting with God on the right step to take. And we got this idea of setting up this conference, not this conference first, it was a training that should be a kind of expository platform for everybody to learn more about what tech can do for them. Because some people I've met with a number of them, and I saw that they have ideas and they are burning with passion. They really want to try. They really want their community to become better. Imagine this community doesn't have what is called Bolt. You can't access Uber. And to get logistics, you need to have personal relationship with the bike man or a keke napep for you to move one item from one place to the other. You can get most of the things you get in mainstream Lagos. Like if you want to print t-shirt, for instance, most of them move it to Lagos to go do. Aside from that, if you're looking for a hub where you can just go in and talk about the idea that is born within you for somebody to attend to you and give you the proper platform for you to showcase yourself and grow this from just being an idea that is born within you to a live product, you can't get such here. And when I went to the local government secretariat, I saw that there is a building dedicated for that there's LSCTF building there. And I was like, wow, LSCTF is in Ekpe. How come they're not, like most young people are not aware of the potential, like everything that LSCTF has to offer? And I made inquiries and I saw that they are only giving loans to women, to market women that want to build their businesses for basically women. And I was like, there is a lot to be done in this time. There is a lot to be done. Young people need to be exposed to this world of tech that seems so elusive to them. Talking about the fact that there is not even constant light. There is no like very good reception of internet in this place. There are a lot of barriers. And if you look at this, you just think, oh, this place is hopeless. But if you're somebody with an open mind and then you are always thinking about challenges as something that looks like a very big opportunity, you will embrace it because there are a lot of things to do in this time. Like I believe that Ekpe is a place that can grow in the next 5 years. Yes, I know that the Lagos State government is doing a lot. Like they're trying to make Ekpe the next Lekki. And I think I participated in a research that was carried out last year. They were trying to choose between Ikorodu, Badagry, and Ekpe as the next place to be developed in Lagos. And I picked Ekpe, fortunately, because I stay here and it's closer to a lot of development that is coming on in Nigeria, including the Dangote Refinery, the Lekki Free Trade Zone, the Alaro City that is being developed. A lot of developments. This place is close to Eleko, and if you go to those places, you see a lot of development work going on, and you just know that this place is beyond something that should just stay in the dark, that should stay static and stay ancient. Is something that needs to that needs to embrace what is going on in other parts of the world, which is tech. Tech is the best way for this development to take place fast because we have young people who want to grow this community, and I believe that they just need exposition. They just need a platform for them to maximize their potentials. And that is why we are setting up this conference, and we've created we've created a number of things to talk about. We've also reached out to key people that we surely influence people living in this town, especially. We have residents, we have an indigene, we have resident, we have an indigene, and we have a young person who are journeying through the world of computer program, like programming. It's not something that is not relatable by most of us, because some of us think that, okay, tech is something that is bogus, that is big, that we can't comprehend, that we can't understand. So we're trying to break down everything by bringing those people that you can easily relate with, their stories and their process. So I am honored to welcome our first speaker, who is a resident of Epe here. He also schooled in Epe here, so he understands the terrain, he understands everything that has been happening in this town and what can be done to improve stuff. And that is the person of Mr. Aduragbemi Cyrus Michael. Is going to be speaking on how you can find your purpose right where you are. So you don't feel like, okay, I need to go to mainstream Lagos. People in Ekpe say, I'm going to Lagos. Yeah. I know that there's a place called Lagos, but they often feel like this place is outside Lagos, like Lagos State itself. So let's close these barriers. What is dividing Ekpe from other parts of Lagos, from other parts of Nigeria, from other parts of global development by welcoming our first speaker. Thank you.
Hey, hello, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Adura
Good
Bing
afternoon, sir.
Cyrus Michael. Thank you all. God bless you. I feel so delighted to have everyone on the show, on the program live. And I'll be taking us further on how you can, find your purpose where you are in the very environment where you find yourself. You see, I will start by saying every mighty king you see today was once a crying little baby, and every big tree you are seeing all around today, no matter the size, the weight of that tree, was once a tiny little seed. So, and everything that you have seen today that you want to be identified with, that is so attractive to you, okay, was an invention of someone who started from nothing, from the scratch. Okay. Oh, I would like to cite a very popular instance, an example of a very popular hotel we all know. And even if you don't know the hotel, I know an average Nigerian knows about Dubai. You've heard about Dubai. You know, everybody wants to go to Dubai. Dubai is a very beautiful place, the most beautiful city in the world. Everybody wants to go there. Everybody wants to be part of Dubai. What is happening in Dubai? But the Dubai that you see today, that everybody wants to go to for trip, for relaxation, for business trip, and a lot of things. Okay, Dubai was happens to be an environment, a geographical environment that is only filled with sound and water. Okay, it's like a desert. Nothing was existing there. Nothing was existing. But a man, okay, from nothing in existence, created the city you now call Dubai today. Just one man. He caught the vision. He did not allow anything to limit him. He didn't allow environmental factor or whatsoever to limit him. So he started. The only thing he felt in his heart that he had was just the sunlight, the shining sun, and then the sea and the sound. That's all. The sun, the sea, and the sound. Imagine how a man, just one man, has transformed, you know, all these resources that an ordinary Nigerian would have seen as okay, no resources at all, and then he transformed it into what everybody wants to be identified with today. And that is why you hear Dubai, Dubai, Dubai here, and they still to today. Dubai happens to be and is still the very best and the most beautiful city in the world. So wherever you are, you can find your purpose there, fulfill your purpose there, live your purpose there, and impact lives. Yes. Now, let me tell you one thing about purpose. Purpose is the reason for our existence. It is the very reason for our living. People who understand their purpose have their energy confined. Okay, yes, so that their strength don't flow in different directions. People that does not have a purpose are the type that, they are here and they are there and they are here and they are there and they are everywhere. They are all over the places, messed up and messing up everywhere. But those who understand their purpose, you will see that their purpose is giving a confinement. Okay, so that their strength doesn't flow in different directions. So the strength that should have been flowing here and there are confined. Okay, and then it's give the purpose a drive, a force. Do you understand? For instance, if we should pour a bath of water or a drum of water on a plain ground, we just pour it on a plain ground, a drum of water, boom, on a plain ground. What happens to that water? The water just starts flowing and it keeps flowing everywhere. It will just spread all over the place. The water will not go far. It won't go far. It will just spread all over the place. It will not make any impact. But that same drum of water, okay, create a confinement from here to Lagos Island, something like a gutter, what we call gutter, a confinement. That's a confinement. And pour the drum of water in that gutter. The direction of that confinement, of that gutter, the water will go through it till it get to the destination. That is what we call confinement. Okay, so that is how our purpose should be. That is what our energy should be channeled towards achieving our purpose. Now, your purpose is the reason why God created you, is the reason for your existence, the reason why you are alive, the reason why you are living. It is so very, so very disheartening today that many of us we have not even discovered our purpose. And if I ask and check about our age, we are about 30 something, 20 something, we are 18, close to 20, and we don't even know our purpose. We don't know the reason for existence. Your purpose is from God. It is vertical, from God to man. God was not kidding around when he was creating you. He was not just trying to overpopulate the air. Let me just create people. Let them just be doing anyhow. No, 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 no. God created you for a purpose. He created everybody to serve one purpose or the other. And let me tell you this, every decadence you're seeing out there, all the delinquencies you're seeing in our world today is as a result of the fact that there are people out there who are not fulfilling purpose, who have not found their purpose. And how do you fulfill your purpose? After you have discovered your purpose, after you have found your purpose, there's what we call vision. Vision is an interpretation of your purpose. It is true vision. Okay, when purpose is coming vertically from God to man, vision is horizontal from you as a man to men. Okay, yes, you interpret your vision to your generation, your purpose to your generation through your vision. Nobody wants to understand your purpose. Nobody wants to know it is your personal things between you and God. But your vision should be made known. Okay, it is a communication of your purpose to your generation. Okay, so that is how you communicate your purpose. Your vision should be men oriented. It serve men. Yes, and it must be impactful. Like what Foster Park is doing today. Can you see? That is what we call a purposeful living. And that is, in the little environment, this environment is so small, we call it Epe, known for fishery and all. But then someone came in and she was like, oh, come on, we can do something that nobody has ever done in this land. And that is why we are here today. And we are talking about Epe Tech, Epe Tech, Epe Tech. And this is going to be a revolution of, skills, tech skills and all in the land and in the city of Epe as a whole. And before you know it, in the next couple of months, in the next couple of years, you'll be so amazed by this thing that is starting very small today, how big it's going to become. So wherever you are, don't be limited. Don't ever allow anything to limit you. Any door you keep knocking and banging on consistently without stopping will soon be open to you. Yes, I'm telling you. And if you keep moving, be on the move. Don't stop. If you keep moving and you don't stop, one day, if you do not jam success, success will definitely jam you. Don't allow anything to limit you. Yes, environmental factors, because someone have done something before and the person failed on that quest, doesn't mean that you're also going to fail. Come on now, come off that. You're not going to fail. You're not destined for failure. If that person has failed, you try your own best, put in your best, this is your own dispensation. Make sure it's your purpose that God has given you that purpose. Align yourself with it, and then success is beckoning on you. It's just a matter of time. I'd like to draw the curtain right now because our time is fast spent. Please, I want to seek your indulgence. I want to beseech you. Whatever you can do in your environment, don't wait until you get out of that environment. Start something. Start something. Everything that you admire today, somebody started it, no matter how small. Please don't be discouraged. Allow your spirit to be moved through the Spirit of God. Allow God to help you, to drive you. And please, program like this, our conferences like this, either online or on-site, always give it a shot. It's going to really help you. God bless you. And I want to draw the curtain from here. And I want to say a big thank you to Foster Park and the CEO, Olunti Esther Owosheni. I celebrate you, my dear sister. God bless you for this wonderful opportunity.
Thank you for joining us. Thank you for joining us today, sir. Your time is not yet over. We still have over 30 minutes for you on this section. So since you're done with your presentation, we like to throw some questions at you as regards Epe Town. I love the way you started. You're talking about Dubai and how it's moved from just the site of sand, water, and so on to a very glorious one today, where people go for all sorts of tourism visitations and even business and other stuff. So, looking at Ekpe, I think you've been here for maybe close to 10 years. Can you tell us what young people can, because somebody can just say, what is in Ekpe? We those with the sea sand, sun, and water. What is Ekpe? I know Ekpe has this three as well. I've been to Ekpe Creek, a very nice place that is just there. Like nothing has been done about that place, and I believe that place can be turned to a very beautiful tourist attraction as well. But aside from that, what other things do you think young people should look at to spur their action towards creating solutions to the problem in their community today?
Okay, so thank you very much. I'd like to start from here. I have been in this town for about a couple of years now, not less than 10 years. Yes, not less than 10 years. And when I came to Epe back then, Epe was really, should I call it a village? It was a village, indeed a village. Wow. But then, the transformation, was coming up spirally and gradually, and you see development was popping in. And thank God for the, advent of institutions, affiliation of schools and all, yeah. And then we also noticed that there is a big increase at the rate at which, external, students and people from outside the town are popping into the town. And then, the indigenous spirit and all of that was reducing, Yes, in any environment, in any area where development will thrive, we have all of these things. Yes, traditional, all these traditional activities started reducing, all these fetishness and all of that started reducing. And we are here, we have it, and it is what it is. Thank God for the last governor of Lagos State, the person of Governor Akinwumi Ambode. He also did a whole lot. He brought a lot of civilization to the town, expansion, building, construction of road and all of that. Yeah. And apart from that, there is Epe has a future. I believe it has a future. And I believe that there is a reason why God brought me to this town. Okay, but I want to advise young people. You see, yes, that is one of the challenge and the problem we have in this country and in this generation. And that problem, it's so carnivorous that it has eaten so deep on the mentality of our young people that, they don't want to start up anything. They want something that has started, something that is ready-made, that is done. They just want to pop into it, bash into it, and then, they believe that is all life is all about. That is not what life is all about. Yes, life is all about starting up the thing, building up, okay, developing what you have started, okay, and growing it. And, there is always room for expansion, and more of the development and growth. Now, Epe is a virgin land. In the whole of Lagos State, in the entire Lagos State, now tell me a place in Lagos, okay, that still have a very good area of land like Epe. Yes, Epe is virgin land, okay, and it's the only place in Lagos State. If Lagos State wants to start up any massive project today, be it airport, seaport, whatsoever it's called, industrial revolution, whatsoever it is, there is no space on the island. Okay, all the island have been filled up. They have chased water to the extreme limit. They can no longer chase the water to anywhere again, except they want to They want to see the other side of the nature. Okay, the only place in the whole of Lagos State that even Lagos State government can look up to and say, wow, this is the only place we have hope to build a massive edifice is Epe, as I'm telling you. Yes, and close to Epe here, we have a seaport that is under construction. Yes, we have Dangote Refinery close to us here in Epe. Yes, Dangote Refinery, and also we have Dangote Fertilizer, production company, and also they have started already. They have started producing, and apart from that, we have Alaro City. Have you heard about Alaro City? We have big and massive edifice close to us here in the town. Yes, yes, I'm telling you. So this is a virgin land. In fact, I see a lot of people. I've met a lot of people that are tripping into the town. Living Lekki, living Aja, living Bogije, VI, and they are coming into the town. Epe is the only place in Lagos that you want to go to somewhere by 8 p.m. and you can leave your house. Maybe you want to get to a place, and you can leave your house like 10 minutes to 8, and you still get there without stress, without traffic. Okay, yes,
that's true.
So those are the positive aspects of the town. But if you want to continue to consider, you want to keep considering development and all of that, yes, all those places you think they are developed that you are comfortable with, let me tell you, what they were once worse than Epe. It was people like people like us who believe in Lekki, who believed in Aja, who believed in VI back then, that stood their ground and they developed those environments. And that is why you are attracted to those places. Okay, stay where you are and also develop it. Do something, think, use your head. Yes, God has blessed us with this brain so that we're not disturbing with lots of things. Okay, don't be too spiritual as a Christian. It's not everything you pray to God for. There are some things that God expects you to figure out by yourself. He gave you this brain so that you will give him less headache, so that you will pray less. Yes, God is a perfect God. Yes, so that you will disturb him less. Let's start thinking of what we can do, things we can do, things we can invent. See this very young lady, she just came into town, not even up to a year, or I don't know. Yes,
Yeah,
the
you're
CEO of the
correct.
post office, and then see what she's doing. Just not up to a year. And some of you have been in town for 3 years. I'm a student. That is your excuse. Come on. We were one student in this land. We know the things we have done. We know the impact we have made in this land. I can't just
That's
start
good.
to mention. Yes, I don't want to open my profile on this platform. Yes, I can't just start mentioning. I'm not here to do show off. I'm just here to strike that button in you, that button of a giant, that button of a lion in you, that you can do what you think you cannot do. All those things you think that are not possible are very, very possible. Yes, they are very, very possible. Thank you
Okay.
very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for that. Thank you so much. So if anybody has any question, please write down your question, and then at the end of this program, we can take questions. And aside from that, please, I urge you all to use the link bit.ly/Epe TechMakers Live and share with your friends to join this conference, especially those residents in Epe. Please share this link with them so that they can be part of this. So based on what you said, I got some very, very interesting points that civilization is moving very close to Epe with the airport. I saw that airport. Oh my God, that was so massive, so beautiful.
So
If anybody
massive.
has been to
Yeah.
Ikeja, the international airport in Ikeja, Muritala Mohammed Airport, you know that it's like how will I put it? It's way below this new airport in Epe. That airport is so beautiful. It's so
So
beautiful.
beautiful.
And if you've been
So
outside the
beautiful.
country as well, and you've been to some airports, you know that this one this is actually the international standard. And people will start coming into Epe very soon. They start taking up these jobs. If you're not well equipped, they can't consider you to take up jobs at the airports. They can't consider you to take up jobs at Dangote Refinery. They can't consider you to take up jobs in other companies. I think you should be one of those who will innovate and create your own company that people want to live the toxic lifestyle in Lagos and come and work with you here in Ekwe. This is a very beautiful opportunity for you to start up something. And don't,
Yes.
just like you said, look at your humble beginning. Everything starts very, very small. Even Dangote, I saw a post from Dangote recently, I think last week or this week, and he was saying he didn't inherit anything from his parents, that his parents he started from scratch, even though people have been saying that his grandfather was a very rich man. He said he didn't inherit anything from his parents, that he started from scratch. And if I can remember his story, he started by just selling normal groceries on the street as a kid. We're just selling, people sent him on errand a lot, like, go buy Maggie for us, go buy salt, go buy sugar. And he was like, I'm tired of running around for you guys. Let me just buy in bulk and start selling to you. That was how it started. From the story I read online, I'm not sure how true that is. So, well, these great people exist so that we can take inspiration from them. Thank you so much, Mr. Cyrus. Please stay on standby to answer your
Yeah,
question
thank
after the
you.
session at 4:30. Thank you so much.
Thank you
God
very
bless
much.
you. So
I also want to
I'm
say
gonna
this.
invite. I'm gonna. Okay.
Yes, I want to say this. Actually, I'm sorry. The invite sent to me to come up on this live conference, I didn't take note of the time schedule for me very well. My apologies for that.
Okay.
I thought
It's
I
all
have
right.
just 20 minutes, so that is why I was trying to. I actually have a lot of things before me that I want to share, but I just,
It's
I deal
30
with time a
minutes.
lot, so that is why yes, I thought it's just 20. So I was trying to, just keep to time. I'm sorry about that. And in addition to what the CEO
All
of
right.
Foster Park
It's
has
okay.
said, so all of these things, all of these company, these mega edifices that are coming down to town, I hope that some guys from Lekki, from Lagos mainland, from from Port Harcourt, from all over the places, or even out of Nigeria, will just come, and then they will grab this opportunity. And those of you that have been in this land, they have to be a clerk or be an office assist to them.
Hmm.
You see, yes. Why am I saying this? I'm trying to encourage someone today. Please, you see, this is 21st century. Everything, I'm telling you, everything is almost computerized. Almost everything is computerized. Yes, you must have this depth knowledge about tech. Yes, back in those days where the communication language in tech world, people talk about what's it called? We talk about Oracle. Yes, I can remember Oracle very well. But now, we are talking about coding. We are
Yeah.
talking about Python. You see, we are talking about artificial intelligence, AI, we are talking about robotics. You see, all of these things, if you don't start
Mm-hmm.
from somewhere, see, this is what Foster Park has brought to the table. It's a value that you can't just afford. In fact, it is so expensive that you can't afford, to take it for granted. Taking it for granted is too expensive. You can't even afford it. So just do whatever you can to stay, please, whatever instruction given to you, follow suit and make sure you put in your best and your time. And I assure you that you always be grateful to Foster Park forever and ever. So please equip yourself, add this value
Hmm.
to yourself so that in the next couple of years, yes, you can just, when this edifice begin to operate, you'll be at least before they will consider 5 or 2 people or 10 people in town, they will mention your name first because of
Exactly.
how you have equipped yourself so far.
Exactly. That's the
So I
key.
just want to
That's the
encourage you
key.
all,
Yeah.
please. Yeah. So please follow Foster Park time back to back. Follow all their programs online, on site. Register for anything that has to do with tech. Add value to yourself. Get knowledge. Get as much as you can. And sky will be
Thank
your
you so
starting point, not
much.
just your limit. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Thank you so much. We are so honored to have you. God bless you.
God
God
bless
bless
you.
you.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. All right, everybody. I'm about to welcome the second speaker in the person of um, Dr. Daudu Oluwarianu. I don't want to stab your name, but I call him Dr. Daudu all the time. So Dr. Daudu is a health tech he's an health innovator, and aside from that, he's an innovator himself. Like he's been in different spheres of tech. He is a cyber security expert. He has also co-founded a number of startups outside Epe though, but he is an agent of Epe and is here to share with us today what we need to know as residents of Epe and how we can become big with whatever idea it is that is in our head with tech, how we can innovate, looking at the problems, a lot of problems in this community. I can categorically tell you that we have one major problem, and that one is light. and we can't keep on waiting on the government to help us solve this problem. The other problem is transportation. I don't want to, like I often tell people that I stay in the forest. If I have a meeting in town, I have to walk a particular distance before I get a bike and then get to that particular point I'm going to. Like, why can't I just order on my phone? I know I'm going out in the next 30 minutes. Let me make an order on my phone. And in the next 30 minutes, my ride arrives and I go there. So a lot of problems that we need to solve. So we are bringing on this young doctor to share with us what its best practices are in the aspects of innovating for our communities. Hello, Dr. Dowdy, welcome.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can. We can hear you clearly.
Okay, thank you very much. So, good afternoon. I feel honored and humbled to be doing this at this particular time, and at this crucial time where technology is the main focus in developed countries and the global south. So, we have this idea of technology as something ambiguous or something that looks big. In
Mm-hmm.
order not to sound cliche, technology is as simple as trying to it's as simple as trying to you know trying to make life easier. Technology is as simple as trying to ensure that what you do every day is easier. As simple as trying to put on your television. Technology is as simple as you can do it right with your phone. You don't even need a remote. A click on your phone, you can get your television on. And what we'll just be talking about today is how to innovate with tech skills. There are various tech skills that are available out there, ranging from software development, quality assurance testing, cybersecurity, and the likes, DevOps engineering, product designers, and all of that, and also the UX researchers, UI, and the likes. So these skills are needed in various areas. Then there are various instances that we actually need these skills. So how do we, convert these skills to actually benefit? Because there is no point having a skill that you can't, translate into impact. So translating your skill to impact is where the innovation comes in. So many at times would be hearing the word innovation, innovator, and how to become an innovator. So an innovator is someone who introduces a change and a new idea. Introducing a change and a new idea. You want to defy the norms. The way you put on your television is to walk all down and press a button. And why are you stressing yourself? What if you are sick and you can't walk and you're immobilized? You want to still put on your TV. It's as simple as pick up your phone, go into an app, connect to a wireless network, and a simple click on your phone, your TV is on. So that is how we should view technology. And that's a change and that's a new idea. So innovation is the engineering process to implementing a solution. It's different from invention. Invention does not necessarily have to be an engineering process. And most innovations are like combinations of the things we already know. An Android phone or an iPhone, for example, combine cell phone, camera, touchscreen, and other components together. Now, there are various problems we have in our community. Just identify these problems and look for the ones that you are, that speaks to your interest. Like which one do you want to solve? In Epe, as a community, I know Epe has numerous problems, and however, the good news is that there is a problem because once there is a problem, there is an ability or there is a capacity, for you to provide the solution that can profit you from the problem. So what innovators do basically is that for someone like in Yaboyeji studied, I think he studied law. I think he studied law in school or something, but I'm sure he didn't study anything finance, economics, or concerning. I'm sure he does not have ICANN. Does he know anything about accounting or finance? Even he talked about GB. GB is not a software engineer, but okay, perhaps he has a finance background because he studied economics and he has work experience in Access Bank and the likes. But he can't write code. So it's just about bringing an idea that you want to bet to life. Dangote did not study cement and geology university for him to start manufacturing cement. That's not what he studied in school. But he has an idea or a picture of how something should work. And what he wants to do is that bring people together, approximate people that have these skills together, coordinate these skills together to translate into the impact that you visualized as either a dream or an invention or an innovation you want to bet to reality. So get the tech skill, the software development, web development, get it, the product design, get it. Then that will make you valuable in the process. You'll be able to contribute. Now, if you are talking about maybe developing a software solution that would help connect, you know, that will help connect landlords to tenants. Very good. You want to connect Epe landlords to tenants. It's stressful for me as a young person. I don't know if you understand Gen Z very well. You know that they don't like stress. They just want to, get everything done ASAP, like as soon as possible. Don't stress them. They have
Exactly.
zero patience. Gen Z, zero patience. That's why they are the ones, littering around the technology space because they just want to make their life easier. Even as simple as ordering a bottle water. Gen Z wants to order a bottle water. They don't want to work and start looking for it to get the bottle water. Approximating Ekpe landlord to Ekpe tenants. Very simple. You need a platform for them to meet. They all have mobile phones. What are they doing with their mobile phones? Now, you need to ensure that the tenants are able to identify the different apartments that are available. So you want to build a application technology whereby people can visualize these available houses and all of that. So by so doing, you need to design a page, a web page. If you have UI UX skills, you can actually design that and come up with that. Then you need to collaborate. Technology space is heavy on collaboration. You can't be
Exactly.
a designer, a developer, a security engineer, a DevOps person at the same time. You need to collaborate. That's why you have to have friends in diverse skills. Then you bring them together. For Piggyverse, when Piggyverse started, Odu was the social media manager. That was her first role in Piggyverse. She was not handling the social media. Why?
Wow.
Because she has the skills. And
Wow.
Somto was the engineer. In fact, Somto, from what she said herself, Somto developed the web page in 2 weeks. It was done because he's a
Wow.
ardent software engineer. And Odu was working on social media, and they have other guys they were working with. That made their work very easy. She didn't. I don't think she can write code,
Wow.
but that does not matter. What matters is that a group of young people are coming together. They have a picture, they have a mindset, a goal where they are going to, and they're trying to bet the vision to life. And what was the vision? The vision was that okay, we have all these wooden boxes where you keep money. How can we change? How can we defy the norms and ensure that people can still get to keep their money without using the conventional wooden box and all that. Wooden box that can be destroyed by rats, rain, and external forces. Why don't we create a technology whereby people can still automatically save their money and lock it up for a particular amount of time, and it's going to still grow and appreciate. Then they start developing the platform to do that little by little. So what am I saying in essence? I'm saying in essence that identify the problem. When you have these test skills, first of all, go for the skills, get the skills. Then after getting the skills, become get the skills and become good, so good at what you're doing. Then two, identify the problem. Okay, what problem do you want to solve? Epe has different problems. Okay, let me mention electricity is the first. Are you trying to create a system? Are you trying to innovate a system where people can get access to electricity supply? Then two, they have a problem with transportation. What are you doing with transportation? A lot of people have cars, two, three cars just parked there. They're not earning from it, and all of that. Young people, even people in the middle age, can actually use their cars, give it out, and people can do Uber or for taxi and still make money from it. Then three, they have a market they call high market. It's too crowded. What are they doing there? You can create a kind of purchasing system whereby people can see purchase goods and services remotely. The time when my mom tried, okay, she's late at work and she still wants to go to the market and buy what that. Why stress such a person when she can just go to her phone, click on the product, and pay for the delivery, and all the market supplies are in her own place. So, and I really appreciate what Keeper is doing. Keeper is trying to make the life of small business and middle businesses easier, in the sense that you can generate invoice, register your business, and also send messages, automated messages to your debtors and all of that. So it's just a hub or a home place for middle and small businesses. So in the same vein, you can have that kind of structure for businesses and they really appreciate that there are a lot of businesses there. They have phones, they have access to the internet. That is MTN, Airtel, there are all of this internet. They browse, they see what is going on Facebook and social media, and the market is there for you. Do the market survey, do the market research, get these people to buy into your vision, into your product, and you are going to really make it big. And also, you also have the political influence there that could help you also develop, contribute to your solution. And there are a lot of young people that will be happy to support you. I, I'm sure Prosper lives in. I don't know if he lives in Ekpe, but I'm sure at some point he lived in Ekpe. Prosper Otemiwa. I don't know if you know him. The popular guy on Twitter.
Yes,
Yes,
yes, sir.
yes,
Yes, I
Prosper.
do.
Yes, we attended the same primary school. There he was my very big senior. So, what I'm just saying that there are a lot of fine skilled young people, software developers, engineers from the community. And once you see a product from Ekpe by Ekpe, and I'm sure they'll really want to support you and connect you with available resources to grow. And that's just the beautiful thing about people from that environment that wants to build for the community. And there are a lot of things you can build. It's even good to serve as a testing ground. It serves as a testing ground. So you'll be able to test your solution from the computer and see how you can extend it to Ikodu, Aja, and the big boys on the island that would want to, use your product. And those ones will even really, really, really pay you heavily. But the market, and don't be deceived that they have access to internet, they have access to resources, but they are just looking for platforms that will be able to make their everyday life easier. Imagine the middle-aged woman having 100 sales online. In fact, I'm sure she can shut down that physical, because if she's getting that kind of sales online, she's good to go. So go for the skills, number one. Two, identify the problem you want to solve. Identify the problem you want to solve. List the skills and technologies you are proficient in and you are knowledgeable about. Then list the combination of those skills that you will require to solve that problem. If you're a product designer, you definitely need a software developer, you need a security engineer, you need a DevOps person, you need a researcher, a product manager. You need all of these skills to come together to bet that idea to life. And that was the day I was asking, Monty for a software engineer because I needed to jump on a project quickly. You know, me by myself, I can't, bet the idea on my head to reality. I need, to work with people as a team. That's why I need, a good team spirit. You need to be able to endure people, work with people and collaborate. Heavy on collaboration. If you can't collaborate, you really cannot get things done. Imagine the number of employers, GB is working with. It's working with hundreds or thousands of, employees currently. Even Dangote is working with thousands. I'm sure he does not know many of them, but he's working with them and he needs to collaborate with those he calls his managers properly. Then after doing that, then you need to find customers' needs. You need to find the customers' needs. Okay, this problem I want to solve. Who are the people I'll be solving these problems for? The pain points. You need to find their pain point. Like, what is really disturbing them? What pressing need do they need to solve? You list them out. You pick the one you're most passionate about. For me, I'm passionate about solving healthcare challenges. I'm passionate about helping patients and doctors to connect via a seamless platform and have consultation done. I'm passionate about bringing ease to healthcare delivery and healthcare services. So you need to find what you're passionate about. If you're passionate about the mobility, you know the mobility system, about how people move and move goods from one place to the other. Then you are looking at developing a local platform for people for ride hailing platform where people can rent their cars and get money from it. Uh, I'm sure that some people have like 3 or 4 cars parked in their house. They're not making money from it. Are you trying to create a kind of system where people can have their insurance per ride or per minute or pay as you go, depending on whatever thing you want to build? So the question I'm going to ask you today is what are you really going to build if you have all the resources to do so? Imagine you have all the team with you. You have the software engineer, you have the product designer, you have the product manager, you have the security engineer, you have the DevOps person, you have the resources, you have the funding. I give you $10 million now, and I give you a workstation, I give you light, electricity, and everything. What are you going to build if you have all the resources in your capacity to do so? That is the question I have for you this evening. So if you can answer that, then we'll now pick the conversation from what do you need actually to really build what you want to build. Thank you very much for having me.
Thank you so much. Please stay for a few minutes. We still have 10 minutes of your time, please. Wow, this is a very, very beautiful, like straight to the point, and then you picked up all the cogent point that we need to hear today. Thank you so much for that. So you spoke about the process of building solutions. You even pinpointed on existing problems that's in the community. Like I experienced one yesterday night. I was very late. I went for a meeting and I was very late from there, and I needed to cook. And getting to the markets, of course, you're going to get all these materials that are not so great anymore. So I was just like, what if I had this grocery delivery person that I can order from, and then you deliver everything I need to cook my meal, and you deliver to me on time. I just get them and cook, and that's it. And aside from that, even getting like maybe somebody delivers the grocery, and just like they have at Eden, I think Eden is also co-owned by Prosper Temuyiwa. Yes. So they that come to my house and they cook the meal for me, they clean my house, and I don't have to worry about what I'm going to do after this meeting. I just after this meeting, I'm going straight to have my bath and just sleep. So things that make life easier. You've pinpointed all these things. So now I would like to ask a question for a young person that is in Epe right now. The person has never done anything around code. The person has an idea. The person has never done anything about coding. You don't know anything about. You don't have any tech skill at all, because you mentioned that okay, you should be a designer. You should know how to design and all that. And okay, let's even say that I know how to design, but I don't know how to develop my idea. And I don't know how to meet with people that can help me develop this idea. What is your advice to this kind of people in Epe right now?
Yeah, so if you don't have any tech skill at the moment, there are different, channels, opportunities for you to learn tech skills. And I'm sure, Lanti is putting up a boot camp for people to
Yeah,
learn tech
exactly. That's
skill.
true.
Yeah, I'm aware there's a boot camp coming up. You can leverage on that opportunity. There are a lot of, first of all, you need to get online. There are a lot of free learning platforms online. even for the Coursera and Udemy, there are a lot of free scholarships that you can jump on, apply to. On opportunity decks, there are a lot of
Mm-hmm.
free scholarships you can
Yeah.
apply to. When we were being trained on cybersecurity, it was free, and not you can remember that we're even being paid to learn a
Yeah.
test skill. We were being paid,
Yeah,
so
that's true.
it was so free. It's a thing for something to be free, and the other thing for something to be so free that you're even being paid to learn it. So at some point, I was contemplating that
Mm-hmm.
I hope this thing is not injurious to me because I've never seen it before. How will you pay me to learn something that will eventually pay
To
me
learn.
and it's paying
It's
me?
beneficial
So I'm
to
like,
me.
what manner of love that these people are having over me? So I was scared, but not until I realized that the whole idea was to empower Africans. The whole idea was
Mm-hmm.
that okay, if you can empower these people and show them this and give them such a platform, this good, they by evolution, they should come to the realization that they need to give back and not just give back, they need to
Mm.
innovate sustainable solutions to give back. And the project I'm currently working on, most of the people might think were people I met previously, during that training. I believe most of us still talk, we still
Exactly.
interact, and we are doing a lot of
Mm-hmm.
things around what we've learned. We are doing a lot of things around what we've learned. So it's like a ripple effect of it's like a ripple effect of effort. They gave us a skill and we've gone above and beyond to replicate that same opportunity to other people. And an example of the replication is a platform like this. You know, if they had not given us that platform, that skill, we wouldn't be coming here to talk about tech. We have seen tech move people from nothing. They didn't even have a computer, they were borrowing computer to people employing to employers of labor. You have seen people move from zero to employers of labor. You have seen
Yeah.
people move from poverty to you know sustainability. And we have seen people move
Mm-hmm.
from being a nuisance to the community to being the most talked about and developing solutions that everybody
Mm-hmm.
is actually now using. So technology is an enabler, is an enabler, and technology is actually the game changer. Changes the game totally and make people begin to do the impossible. Because it was before we thought that you need to have a degree to get employed. Technology came to us in Africa and Nigeria, changed the whole ideology and turned everything upside down and told them that you don't even need the degree to get employed in tech. Nobody even asks you till you leave the company. Nobody asks you that show us your certificate or what did you graduate with. Two, before we thought that you we thought that you needed like 10 years of experience to get to some level, in your career. But technology came and told us that this thing, we are not forcing you to know everything, but if you can know everything in 6 months, this is where you will get to. So it was heavy on your personal, development, how much you've grown over time, and not okay. You have to spend 10 years on this particular role before you now move. There is no, straight path of career progression. It all boils and depends on your ability to, monitor your own progress and your own growth. That determines how far you are going to go. Even for the solutions, we thought it was strange for a stranger to just come pick us up and drive us to Abule Egba or somewhere. Technology came and told us that it's possible for a stranger to come and travel and take you down a 4 hour distance and you'll be safe and all of that. Technology came and told us that it was possible for you to sleep over in another person's house. You don't know the person, you don't know who built the house, you don't know the people living there, and you are comfortable in the apartment. Okay, technology also taught us that it is still possible for someone to come from outside, cook your food, do your cleaning, someone you don't know. But then, our parents get people to do all of this, to get these house helpers based on recommendation from friends, families. I need house help, and they'll bring one person from village to come and do house. But now technology has made it seamless that you don't really need to know anybody to get anything done, and everything can still be done safely in a sane society. So the whole dynamics at which human being, you know, even culturally, the way we do things has changed. There is a transition that happened to us that consciously or unconsciously, happened. Whether you know it or you don't know it, the transition has happened in your lifetime. And what's the transition? The transition is from the usual way we do things culturally, religiously, now to the new way. And what's the new way? The new way is that you know most things are possible. Most things. Technology taught us during COVID that we can host church service without seeing your pastor physically, without laying of hands. Technology taught us that miracles happen without them pouring the physical oil on you. Via technology transmission of religious gatherings and all of that, people get healed and give testimonies. And you even see that they have more numbers of people online than the number of people they have physically. Because okay, how do you host almost a million people physically? What physical space will you host a million person? The million people viewing your concert, what physical capacity in Nigeria as of today can host 2 million persons? I'm sure you can't think of any. Even the financial implication to you is going to kill that idea. But technology has made us save more and also do more. Thank you very much.
Wow, I'm really, really clapping here. Thank you so much for this powerful session. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So here are some key points. It said get the tech skills first. Get the skills. Of course, you have the idea, okay, I want to solve the problem of housing in Epe. I want to solve the problem of food, like food delivery in a way. There are several problems to be solved. Don't even think that okay, it's not a big problem, then I can't do it. There are different steps you need to take before you find out, okay, is it what's investing my time on and my resources on, or should I just leave it for the meantime? He has spoken about the fact that you can help people limit their spending. People are looking for ease. Like he said, look at that woman that is spending maybe roughly 200,000 around her shop every single year. And then you come around, it's more than that in other parts of Lagos. And you come around and you tell her that, okay, you can sell so much more on your phone. It just, the last example, the last instance they shared was during the COVID period where people were hosting concerts and fellowships online. And normally, like I said, you're cutting costs. If you want to do a concert that would take up to 1 million people, you need maybe a very large stadium, and you know how much that is going to cost you. Yet people were able to do it online, and they were able to get people syncing, and they didn't spend much, maybe just their data, and that is it. So imagine just helping this woman sell more through digital marketing. You can do a lot more in this time. You can do a lot to do in this time. So thank you so much for this for doing us the honor of coming on this platform and sharing your best practices with us. God bless you. Thank you so much. So I'm gonna release Dr. Daudu, and I'm gonna bring on our last speaker for the day, who is a software engineer and also a product manager at Starling Bank. She has a very beautiful story that we can all relate with. She's not a big magician that comes on the computer and then, oh, this one already knows it, then I can't really learn because this one already knows it. She will tell you everything she did to move from zero to the level she is right now with coding. Based on what Daudu shared the other time, I was basically designing websites with WordPress before I went for that particular training. And the training happened during the COVID period, and we're looking at the economy of Africa dwindling very, very rapidly. And we're like, how can they help? So the German government, and they collaborated with an organization, paid for our training, and brought us all together for us to improve improve the economy of Nigeria. And thankfully, we are all doing that now. They did that for a lot of people during that period. And truthfully, all of us are doing something great in tech right now. Every single one of us. I didn't see anybody who went back. Some people moved from being coders to developers, to designers. Some people move from being security analysts to being product managers. So you can easily transition. You just need to have an idea and have this inspiration or passion to pursue what you've always wanted to do, no matter what it is. So permit me to welcome Miss Inyola Keshimbu. I hope I got that correctly. Welcome to this platform.
Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. Yeah, thank you very much, Oluroti, for
Hello.
inviting me to speak on this conference. Yes, thank you very much. Hello, everyone. How are you doing? I hope we've all gained something from all the speakers that has
Hello.
come to speak. The first speaker, the second speaker, and here the third. So if you've been sleeping, if you've been dozing, here is the time to brace up because you're in for one. Let me share my screen. Yeah, I'll be sharing my screen and
Thank you.
yeah, yes.
All right.
Please just let me know when you can see my screen. Let me know. Uh, can you all see my screen?
No, I can't.
You can't. Please, what's displaying on the screen right now?
No, I can't.
Uh,
Your video.
it's just my video. I'm trying to make. Let me see.
Yes.
I apologize. I'm trying to get the hang of. Let me see. What of now? What of now? Is it better? Is it better? How is it in my screen? Is it displaying?
What we can see is your face. What I can see
Just
is
my
your face.
face.
I don't know about other people.
Uh, I actually shared this slide. I don't know. Maybe I'll just keep talking and maybe then someone else can share the slide. I don't know if you can share
Yeah,
from
it's
your end.
okay.
I earlier shared it. So
Oh,
okay, let me just keep talking. I earlier shared it, but then it's fine because there are a lot of infographics. So I'll be speaking this afternoon on overcoming
all
limiting
right.
beliefs. Should I hold on or you want to make sure that the screen shares? Hello, Roti.
I can't get a grasp of that from here. I can't get a grasp of that from here.
Okay,
I
maybe you
can't.
know what?
I'm not able to do that.
It's okay to share.
Yes, to share the screen. I can.
Okay, to share. Okay, let me just keep. Uh, what if I? Okay, hold on, please. I really apologize for this glitch.
It's okay.
Okay, let me just go on. Nevertheless, I shared the slide to you. If you're able to present it, that's fine. If you're not able to, yeah, then it's quite. So I'll be talking this afternoon to us on overcoming limiting beliefs about coding. Overcoming limiting beliefs about coding. I know there are a lot of things we've heard about coding. Coding is difficult, coding is all that. And all so I just want to bring the good news this afternoon and talk about how to break barriers, how to overcome false statements about coding. So first off, I would like to say that coding is as simple as ABC. I know someone is there saying, how is it like ABC? But then coding is as easy and or as simple as ABC. First of all, let me first talk about what a limiting belief is. It says it's a state of mind or a belief about yourself that actually restricts you in some way, right? It's saying a limiting belief is something that it's a state of mind that restricts you from the norm. It's a false belief that restricts you in thinking in a particular kind of way, right? You're just thinking in the box, right? You're thinking all your thinking is within a box, is enclosed. You're not thinking outside. So a limiting belief is something that keeps you in. It doesn't make you explore and maximize your full potential. So a lot of people think, oh, coding is this, coding is that, and all that. But then I'd like to give a really simple example, right? Let me use this illustration of when we're young, maybe nursery school or primary school, right? Nobody really knew how did we learn to speak English, right? How did we learn ABCD, right? The alphabet, the English alphabet. How did we know all that? Right, we went to kindergarten, right? We went and the teacher will come and repeat the nursery rhyme for us: A for apple, B for ball, and all that. And over time, through constant repetition, right, we got to know A to Z. At first, we'll first start from A to D. We'll come today for like a month, right? Our teachers will have us repeat A to D. When we get it, then they'll increase it from D to maybe D to G or D to H. Then they'll increase it again gradually in a couple of months. By the time we're in nursery one, nursery two, we already knew all the English alphabets, right? The same thing goes with coding. Initially, everyone is a blank template, right? Then after a while, with constant practice, with constant learning, you keep on repeating what you've learned, right? After a while, then you become a pro. It's as easy as that. Just as I mentioned, coding is as easy as ABC. So well, I'll be sharing a little bit of my experience. I'll actually be sharing my experience a lot, right, in this session. How I came from being an accountant, how I transitioned from being an accountant to working as a front end dev and PM in Sterling. I'm going to be sharing all that, giving you my tips and my nuggets and whatever it is I learned and did along the way to get to this stage. What I the steps I passed through from point A to point Z. So okay, so this false statement about coding. Some people will say it's too hard. I know a lot of us have heard several things. Yeah, coding is not for the weak, coding is not for the faint-hearted. You need to learn 1,000 lines of code. When you see tech bros and tech babes, you see them on their system, black screen, everybody's looking all serious and all that, and you're like, hey, can I ever do this thing in my life? Is my brain cut out for this? I'm not too brilliant. They've told me before. They've even told me before that I should just stay where I am, that my brain cannot carry it. What do you mean your brain cannot carry it? Coding. If I can do it, like, let me tell you, anybody else can do it. An accountant. So here is the point where I have to share my story, right? Because someone can be like, they've come again, oh, to come and give us aspire to perspire story. So I studied finance in school. I went to Unilag. I studied finance. I graduated. By the time I was graduating, I was going to camp. I think by the time I was leaving camp, I was already qualifying. So I was already I checked my final result came out for ICANN. I was already qualified by then. My first job, I was working in KPMG, like smooth career paths. So everybody does be like, mad oh, working in. So I was so my it felt like my future was all laid out for me, right? So what else would I have wanted at that point in time? You finished finance. I didn't get a first class though. It was 2-1. Child accountant. You're working in Big Four, right? So it felt like my future was all like my future was predictable, right? What I wanted to do, you could already see the path. Okay, yeah, if you just stay 5 years in Big Four, you do this. Last, if you don't want to move or you just want to be there, you probably be a partner in maybe 20 years, 25 years. You be a partner or so. Or so it was just pretty simple for me, right? But then I knew right from time when I was in school, I knew I wanted to be in fintech, right? I wanted to do, like, fintech was a thing. At that point in time, it wasn't it was not as it was not as booming as it sounds now, right? It was there, but people didn't really talk about fintech, like fintech tech, as they talk about it right now, right? So at that point in time, I just knew, I wanted to, like, be a player in tech. I wanted to combine my finance knowledge with my tech knowledge with technology, but I didn't know how, right? So I just continued. Remember that I was still working, right? But when I was in school, I felt like I wanted to play in the fintech space, right? So that was just at the back of my mind. But while working, right, it just felt like whatever your mind is, whatever where your mind is, or wherever your passion is, right? It just, if it's actually truly your passion and that is what you want to do, there is no how. It feels like, I know so many of us have heard this, you can't run away from destiny quote, right? I know we've heard it so many times in movies, you can't run away from destiny. But it felt like to be in tech was actually like my destiny, because I was in accounting, and I was in accounting, but then anytime I'm alone, it just feels like, is this really what I want to do? I said I wanted to be in fintech. I wanted to do fintech stuff. I wanted to do tech, right? But I'm not really feeling, so I wasn't really feeling what I was doing. Gradually, I wasn't feeling what I was doing. Sometimes my mind would just go back to tech, and I'll ask myself, is this really what you want to do? So on a subtle, when I come back from work, I'll just put on my system, do a little bit of research and all that, how to go into the tech space. I'll spend all my time on LinkedIn too. When I'm on work breaks, I'll be checking, oh, who should I send a message to? Someone that is already in tech. Hello, sir. Hello, ma. In very reasonable ways, of course. I know, like, there are ways to reach out to people on LinkedIn. You can check that out on Google, or you see how to. So I would reach out to a couple of people. Please, this is what I currently do. I feel like I want to transition. This is where my passion lies. How do you think I can do it and all that? Well, a lot of people told me. Well, some people told me, oh, you have to go through coding. You have to do this and all that. But then after all the talking and all that, my mind was set, but I didn't have the confidence to go. So it's like, will I now resign from my job? And, like, where do I want to start? Because I know a lot of us right now are doing a lot of things at the moment. We even have our 9 to 5, our 8 to 5. We might even be freelancing, doing something at the moment, and you're wondering where to start, right? Just like me, we have to start from somewhere. If you don't have the confidence to start, you would never start. And if you don't make up your mind to start, you would never start. So what I did at that time, I made my research, right? I knew that, okay, to take the first step into the tech world, right? For someone like, because there are different kind of career paths you can take to delve into the tech world, right? There are non-technical career paths, and there are also technical career paths. At that point in time, I wanted to be a product manager, right? I checked, I did some career, and perhaps I'll be dropping there's something that also helped me. It's like a career assessment test. I know a lot of us know a lot about maybe personality tests. There are different sites, but this is a career assessment test, right? I may drop the link later, or send it to the moderator. So I also it was in the process of my research, I actually found out about that career assessment, the career assessment link. I took that out. So I took that. It also gave me clarity, right? So when I found out about the PM career path. The PM career path is a you don't need coding to do that, right? But based on what I'd researched, I knew that I was going to take the technical route, right? And so I needed to have an idea, right? Even if it's just the foundation of coding. So what I did at that point in time, even if it felt very stupid, a lot of people told me, oh, you don't have to do it. Guess what? I resigned my job. and I went on a 3 month coding boot camp someplace in Ikeja, right? And I it was a big step because I'd been anticipating it, going on and on, back and forth for a couple of years before I actually made up my mind. Because I told myself, I said, better late than never. I don't want to be 50, I don't want to be 45 in my life. And I'll tell my children, had I known, right? Or I'll tell somebody, had I known, right, that I would have done this. So I said, what's the best time? Sooner than, like, better late than never, right? So I enrolled at the boot camp, and I resigned my job, right? It was a 3 month boot camp, a software boot camp to learn coding and all that, right? But trust me, it was a very sweet experience, right? It was a sweet experience that comes with a lot of learnings and all that. So in all of this, in all my experiences, what I've shared so far, I would say the first thing I learned, right, in my story, the first, should I say, the first tip that I would like us to know is that first of all, you have to silence the naysayers. We have to silence the naysayers. First of all, naysayers might not just be, as we know, there are also people that they'll tell you, oh no, you can't do it. External people, it can be friends, it can be family. They'll tell you, if you take this step, if you transition, if you move to a coding career, sorry, if you move to a tech career, it's, you have, there are a lot of things to lose. You might not get, when you start off at when you start off, you might earn a little, you're already on a successful career path, this and that, right? It might be your close friend, it might even be your parents, right, telling you that, you can't do this. So there are a lot of things at stake, right? Bills, we all know the way Nigeria is right now, and they are telling you that, if you do tech, if you go to tech and you start learning, you leave your current career path, they'll say sapa, right? But then you just have to make up your mind. You have to silence the naysayers and just go for it, right? So as much as the naysayers may be people around you, right, let's not forget that you yourself, personally, you as an individual, you might also be among the naysayers, right? You might be among the naysayers, right? And that naysayer, it might just be the fear, it might just be fear, right? Fear and self-doubt. So as much as you feel like, oh, you want to go into tech, you want to delve into tech, you're really interested, right? There might be that voice of self-doubt that might be ringing in your head, right? Self-doubt telling you that, I want to do tech, but can I really do it? You'll be questioning yourself, right? Questioning yourself that, can you really do it? Right? The thing is, yes, you can do it. As far as you have the guts, as far as you have the zeal, and you've convinced yourself that you can do it, definitely you can do it. So I think about 2 days ago, I watched a TEDx session, like, by Jennifer Cohen, and then she said, there was one quote that actually rang in my head. I had to take a note and I had to pen it down. She said, the secret to getting anything you want in life is to deal with self-doubt, right? Self-doubt, I know self-doubt is what is holding a lot of people down, right? You are doubting yourself that, can you really do it? Can I do this coding? Can my head even carry coding? You might not even like have to code. Like me, I started out coding, but at the end of the day, I work as a PM, right? Sometimes on the side, I code on the side when I have like personal jobs, right? But my job, my daily 9 to 5, it doesn't even require me to code. I just come, I gather my the people that I code, I gather my team, the engineers on board, the devs on board, and my own is just to think, come up with the strategies for that. So coding is very wide and vast, right? So it depends on where your passion lies, right? Where your passion lies. If your passion lies in coding, right, the technical bits of tech, right, you can do it. Nothing is stopping you from going along that path, right? So the first, I mentioned something. I said, first, you have to silence the naysayers, right? Which might also be the voice of self-doubt, right? Telling you can't do it. Second of all, surround yourself with positive people, right? Okay, you want to go on this tech journey, right? You really have to surround yourself with a lot of people, right? With a lot of people with like minds. At that point in time, The few people I knew around me that were doing tech, they were a great motivation to me. I had a family friend at that time. He studied Greek in school. He used to work in a farmhouse in I think in Ondo State or something like that. Like he used to work in a poultry actually, and that was, I think they were paying him like maybe 40 or 50,000 naira. And the next thing he decided to, I think there was when InterSwitch still used to do this, their entry level training. So he enrolled, he got in, he was trained, and now he still currently still works at InterSwitch. Right, from working several years down the line, he was working as a poultry attendant somewhere in Osun State or Ondo State, and now he's a developer. Right, he's living the life now. He's living the life. So those were the kind of people I was able to see, like I was able to see like physical evidences, right, of a positive career outlook, right, positive future outlook, right. In like 2 years, like he's let me in like 2 years his life changed, if you'd allow me use that word. So these were the people around me, right, that I knew were able to move into tech, right, and things changed for them, right, and this was what I held on to, right. So the second tip I just want everyone listening to me is that you have to surround yourself with positive people, right. You are in on a journey, right. So this tech is not a one day thing. You are in on it. It's like it's a journey, right. So we have to, on this journey, on this path, right, to excellence, on career development, you just have to surround yourself with positive people who keep on motivating you with their stories, right. You keep on motivating even when you feel like you want to give up, right. They'll just come and motivate you again, that and you can do it now. And the last thing is take a step. If I hadn't resigned my job in Big Four and enrolled at that boot camp, I would probably still be out. I'm saying probably I would still be working in KPMG. If I'm not working in KPMG, I'll probably be in another accounting firm. But I took a step, right? I took that step of faith, right? Even if I knew that the future at that time was really uncertain, I took that step, and the rest is history. The rest is history. So, first one, silence the naysayers. The second, surround yourself with positive people, right, who are going to motivate you. And lastly, take a step. There's one famous saying that says, you would never make a move, you would never move until you take a step, right. It's just like what's it called, I think Newton's first law of motion or something. If you don't move, every object is at rest until it is acted upon by an external force. So you still keep on, you if you are complaining that when will I start this my tech journey, when will I move, where people are saying people are already in tech and all that, if you don't make that move, right, you will still be on the same spot. And let me tell you, there are millions of people who are already in tech, right, who are already in tech, who are already in tech,
Hello, can everybody hear me? Is it my network or hers? Oh, I guess it's a network. Maybe a call came in. So while we wait for her to come back for a closing remark, I'd like to say some things based on what she has said. She has shared a lot. She shared her personal story. So this is not perspire to admire. It's real life story of somebody who started learning coding and sacrificed. There is nobody who will move from point 0 to 1 without making a sacrifice. Go check history. You will have to make a sacrifice, something that will be so painful to you to let go of before you can move from one point to another. When I started learning how to code, like I often looked at people who were programming and I see the laptop with the dark background, I'll be like, which day will I learn how to do this? This thing looks so difficult. This must be magic. Like, this looks so difficult. Then on the first day that I attended a training at Tech for Dev, sponsored by GIC, that was the training that I was talking about at the time. And I wrote my first line of code and printed it. It was so freeing. Like, I felt like, wow, so I could do this, I can do more. I was so happy to print my first lines of code. And from there on, I was like, wow, this is good. I'm moving. Like, I moved from printing just hello world to making a full page to making a full website by just coding. I was like, wow. So anything that you want to do, if you just put your mind in it and you are ready to sacrifice, you will surely get it. Whatever it is that you want to get, you will surely get it. So at Epe Tech Camp, you're going to learn how to code. And if you check the website, you're going to see the learning schedule and see that you can learn how to code using HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, which are the three most important and basic form of coding. I think from there you can now move to React or move to basically focusing on JavaScript or move into Python. But then these are the basic for you to learn how to. You can create websites. You can create a web app with these ones that I've mentioned. So based on what I learned during the camp, then I know that we can also replicate the same, and we know that you can learn how to code in a week. You can make a full website. You can make a full web page, and you'll be glad. Every single thing you learn is beautiful when they come to life. So if you went to school to study law, it doesn't make sense if you have gone to the courts of law to defend a case, and you've won, and then you feel there's this particular feeling of happiness you get from it. So if you're learning how to design, it's not going to do you any good if you keep on watching online and you see, okay, add this to this, add this to that, until you are able to make your first design, no matter how ugly it looks. You're going to love yourself for making that attempt. So basically, what coding is not what you have primarily believed they are, have previously believed in your mind. It's something that is just like what she said, learning your alphabet, learning anything you want to do in life. The fact that it's naturally occurs to you, like it naturally comes to you, doesn't mean that it's simple for them. Whatever comes naturally to you is also difficult for some other people, and they have interest in it. Take singing, for instance. Some people can sing, they have very good voice, they don't need to go for training, although it's necessary. But some people are struggling to sing. They are not able to sing very well like that. And that's the same thing with coding. Coding is something that nobody sleeps and wakes up, and then in their head is HTML codes, HTML tags, and CSS tags, and they are coming to write it. No, it's something you need to learn. And there are platforms online, basically, that you can learn free of charge. But then for you to create your life project, and just like Daudu said, this Epe Tech Camp is not just for you to learn how to code, learn how to design, or learn how to do digital marketing. It's for you to create solutions to the problems that currently exist in this community or in your community, as it might be. So maybe somebody wants to solve the problem of food, someone wants to solve the problem of housing. You are there at the camp, and then maybe you have interest in designing, and you learn design, and then there's somebody there that's very good in programming, and the person learns programming. You form a team, and then from there you go on, and whatever would do best at Furst is moving you from your idea to a product. In no time, you have a live product, and then people are looking for you because you're solving problems. They're looking for you. The guy next door of yesterday is now the poster boy of today. That is what is going to be your story after attending that camp. Daudu spoke about Prosper Temuyiwa. I learned from a friend that is a resident, is an indigene of Epe here, and is making big waves. You can go check online, check Eden Live. You see what he's creating. He made a lot of. They're making a lot of impacts. Just making life easier for Gen Z and other people that stay at home and work from their home. And instead of you going through the stress of going to Lagos every day, thinking about what to eat, thinking about what to do with your life, you can get a good job just working from your home. Imagine that. You don't need to stress yourself about attending a meeting, whatever it is. Just put on your suit, your jacket. Like this, my white shirt. I can just put on my jacket and attend a meeting online. I don't need to start looking for the clothes to wear and how to smell nice and all that. Those things are good as well. But this training is set to put your career on a very beautiful trajectory that by this time next year, you look at yourself and see, oh, this is how far I've come. Because that was how our story was at the Tech for Dev training. We went from just zero knowledge about coding. In a month, we're already very, very good programmers. We developed a full website that I can share with you in the comment section. We developed full websites. And up to now, these guys are doing amazingly well. People are working in banks, people are working with tech companies, people have their own tech companies. And it can be the same thing for you as well. Just like she said, if you're a programmer, like a full-time programmer, you can't be earning less than, as a junior programmer, you can't be earning anything less than 150,000 naira for a start in Nigeria. And thankfully, some people are seeing this jackpot movement as a challenge, as a problem. But to some of us, it's actually an opportunity. Some of us are just growing in this tech world. Let the people that want to jackpot, let them go, so that we can take up their jobs and then build a very beautiful edifice for ourselves here in Nigeria. So even if you're planning to jackpot, it's best for you to enter a country for the first time, and then you have you have everything mapped out. You know whatever you want to do. You're not going there to score to somebody. You're not going there to do odd jobs. It's the best thing for you to enter that place honorably. And at the embassy, they're already greeting you with us. They're greeting you all smiles. But if you're going there to go and also, they will treat you like anybody else. But if you have built a name for yourself here in Nigeria, or in your profile, maybe nobody knows you in Nigeria, but then you have built a profile for yourself. They know you're coming there to solve their problem. I think there was a friend of mine on LinkedIn who was giving a visa to the US. That was the time that they were not giving visa to anybody. But he's a biotechnology expert, and he developed this paper, this research paper. And when he submitted it at the embassy, they gave him automatic visa. And when he got to the country, everybody was just greeting him with respect. That should be your story as well. You shouldn't go there looking for how to hustle. You should go there with the plan to solve problems. They know that this person is a blessing to our economy. This person is not coming to take. This person is coming to give. And then they treat you with that utmost respect. And then you get there, you're also making good money, sending money back home. What is the essence of jack buying? What is the essence of jack buying? And then you're struggling for 6 months before you get that momentum. It's best for you to go there, have everything in place. Maybe your company, they give you a house, or even from your pay. If you are a developer and you're going to the UK, I think the least you can earn is around £60,000 per year. Please turn that to naira, convert that to naira, and see whatever you are going to be making anywhere in the world. Like in the Western world, you don't really earn, like, those things are even entry points salaries. So if you're going there, you're earning something like in the six figures. Turn just €100,000 or dollars to naira and see how much more you're going to be earning. And that's why we're inviting you to this training. Aside from the essence of increasing your salary, you also have peace of mind. You don't need to start rushing around, going through traffic, going through stress. You can work from your home and earn decent salaries and build whatever you want to build, whatever you want to invest. You can do it. You can make investment decisions without thinking very long and hard, like, basically. So if you have any questions, please drop your question. Please drop your question in the comment section. Jesus of Lagos. Wow, what a name. So I just joined. What's the topic of discourse? We've discussed a lot of things. Man, you missed. We discussed how you can find purpose wherever you are, especially if you're living in Epe, and how you can innovate even though you stay in Epe community, how you can innovate, how you can solve problems that currently exist in your communities. You don't need to be in Epe, maybe your community, maybe you live in Akure, Port Harcourt, Abuja, how to solve this problem with innovation. And then the last speaker just spoke about the ease in learning coding. Like, coding is not that difficult. It's just like us learning how to recite our alphabets, like while we're growing up. So those were the three things you missed. And I was just doing a recap of what the last speaker did before you joined. So if you have any other question based on the three speakers, please drop your question, because we have 4 more minutes to close out on this session. Please drop your questions so that we can refer the questions to them and they can answer and we can call it a day. Thank you so much. Yeah. Thank you. If you have any question, if there's no question, then we can call it a day. Thank you so much for attending this session. This is the day one of the TechMakers conference. Tomorrow, please make sure that you tell at least 10 of your friends to attend this conference. Tomorrow, we're going to be talking about digital marketing and how data. Now, we talk about artificial intelligence and machine learning, which are quite strange, but they're things that we are very, very familiar with. We just don't know. But the speakers are going to be coming tomorrow to share with us. And then there are also no code tech skills that we can learn and earn from. We're going to be talking about that. So in case you're thinking coding is not for me, but I want to be in tech, we're going to be talking about that tomorrow. So come tomorrow with a prepared heart, same time, 3 to 4:30, and then bring your friends, please. Invite your friends to attend as well, because friends who prosper together are the ones who actually grow together. Bye. Signing out. Bye. Thank you for attending. God bless you.